Welcome, friends. How to access the power of your career type with myself, Leanne Wolf. Thank you very much for dropping in and being able to spend some time together with me. I actually did this webinar on the 23rd of September. And in true third line quality process, I didn't press the record button. So I'm going to re-record it so that it can be shared with anyone who is interested in taking a look at this. So I am kicking off my career at the BG5 Business Institute, and I'm going to start teaching classes. So I wanted to introduce myself and bring a webinar to you so that you can understand your career type a little better and how to access the power of it. Sharing here my career type, my human design body graph, so that you can get a sense of who you're speaking with today. I am an express builder. I'm here to respond before I engage, and then respond and follow my gut for my decision-making strategy. So what's important as an express builder is that people request my energy. And when that happens, I get to respond and then follow my gut as to which decision is correct or not. What I love about the Human Design System and the BG5 Business Institute and the application through the Institute into the business and career world is I love how we can use this information in all aspects and areas of our world. What is the BG5 Business Institute? What it does is it actually focuses the career and business aspect of human design. It's a personal and professional assessment tool, and it is really powerful. Why? Because it only utilizes 3 data points: your birthday, your birth time, hopefully precise, and your birth location. And that's so important because it really literally takes away any kind of conditioning aspect, trying to figure out questions. Oh, if I answer this, are they going to be happy with that? Well, maybe this is me sometimes. Maybe that's me sometimes. So the other assessment tools on the market can get very confusing. And then we answer questions that really don't enhance our career or our business. This is the frequency you were asked to represent. The birth date, time, and location is a geographical, astrological point in time and space. And you're asked to represent that. So that's why I love the application of the Human Design System into business and into career, because it brings such simplicity to it. Now, the dream of the Institute is to help people reach their fullest potential by aligning themselves to their life work, understanding their true strengths, gifts, and talents, and having practical tools that they can bring forward in the world. Karen Sherwood is our instructor and director of training, marketing, and educational development at the Institute. And she's done a fabulous job of diving deep into all of Ra's work and extrapolating and creating the BG5 Business Institute from his humble beginnings, and then being able to enhance and bring that to us so that you and I can live in our own worlds and be the career person that we need to be and be the business person that we need to be in order to enhance our worlds and everyone else's. So last week I asked people, hey, who are you? What's your career type? Where are you coming from today? And I heard lots and lots of innovators were here, lots of classic builders, lots of express builders, a few advisors, and a couple of evaluators. So it was very nice to be able to see the full mix of the types, the career types, join us on that day. So what am I going to bring to you today? I'm going to talk to you about the 3 factors that make this information so important. And your personal health and well-being, of course, always being top of the list. That's really how we can be healthy, be well used, be able to take advantage of others in a healthy, professional, influential way. And this system allows us to do that. I'm going to talk to you about the changing times, one of my most favorite subjects, and then understanding the power of communication, because that is one of the things that human beings get to do, is we get to communicate. And when we're communicating clearly, we are on point. It is very beautiful. Something that the Dalai Lama always said was that man sacrifices his health in order to make money. Then he sacrifices his money to recoup his health. And then he is so anxious about the future that he does not enjoy the present. The result being that he does not live in the present or the future. He lives as if he is never going to die, and then dies having never really lived. So the personal health and well-being, when we're able to make decisions, let the decision-making strategy be our guidance in this world. We can help our physical bodies repair. We can be healthy beings and have a lucrative career or business all at the same time. We do not need to sacrifice one for the other. Dealing with the changing times. I love the changing times. This tool, the human design system, really is for future generations. And Ra always talked about that, how it's important that the kids have this information so that they can be healthy, so that they can understand the changing times, and so that they can grow up communicating correctly, so that they can be in jobs that they love, in careers that they love, in businesses that they love. So the times we currently are in this time of planning. And we are right on the cusp of this major change. Since we're about 403 years in to a major shift that's going to happen on 2027. And we can feel it. We're in this 2020 year. Things are very, it's a very interesting year. We have lots of things happening. And the planning piece of this was so focused in on creating institutions, making governments, making government bargains, making institutions bargain with us, focused in on the concentration, the systems of power, talent, skills, trusted authorities, aloneness, work. What happened is that we built all these skills, and we had all of these systems of power and government and hierarchy that was happening, that is still happening in our world. And what we did was we turned our autonomy, our decision-making, over to these large organizations. And it was just the time that we were in. There's no right, wrong, good, bad. It was just happening. Now we're shifting into this individual focus and this individuality. And it's shifting from the focus being on the past to the focus being on the future. And that shift is bringing us to a place where we're going to be able to use this fuel to transform business. And transforming it in a way where it is more about the individual. It is about self-empowerment, contemplation, the abundance of spirit, our unique gifts, trusting our own decision-making, and then breaking down barriers with ourselves and others so that we can enhance our world. It isn't about turning our power over to anybody else anymore. And we can see this major shift happening all over the planet. People are standing up. They're protesting. There's massive protests and revolutions happening all over the planet where we are moving to this individual. Let's take care of the individual. Let's be strong and powerful within us so that we can move forward. And then understanding the power of communication. Well, as human beings, we were provided with this beautiful larynx that dropped 12,000 years ago, which then allows us to communicate. But first, what we're communicating with is our electromagnetic that is wrapped around our body. This is the electromagnetic that comes along with your unique career design, your career type, and it is non-verbal. It's unconsciously speaking. We are speaking at an energetic level way before our mouths even open. So when we can align more and more every day to our design and align to that frequency and move and operate from that frequency, there can be this clarity of communication, because what our electromagnetic is emanating and giving off, it's actually in tune with and the exact same is what we're communicating out of our mouths. So the clarity of the communication shapes the way we see and experience our world. When we are in alignment, when we're congruent with our design, when there's ease and there's flow, the signal is clear, it's crisp. It's like tuning your radio and having it right on the exact decimal point for that radio frequency to come through. And then in the cellular structures, there's peace, satisfaction, success, and surprise, and that gets brought out through that electromagnetic field that's around your body. So when you're operating in congruency with your design, you naturally attract and see what is correct for you. But when we're not operating correctly, there's chaos, there's confusion, there's inconsistency, there's noise, and it's very distorted, because what the electromagnetic is saying and what's actually coming out of our languaging are two totally different things, and it feels very, very staticky. So this is where we have anger and frustration and bitterness and disappointment. And then all of a sudden, that's what's in the cellular structure, and that's what's being brought out, instead of the beauty of peace and surprise and satisfaction and success. So it really is more important now than ever to tap into your personal power of your career type. We are on a change. We are on a cusp. And what this is going to allow you to do is thrive and remain healthy and vital. Navigate the changes, communicate effectively, see what is correct for you. You can support others and be supported, and you get to live your life on purpose. So exploring the 4 aspects of your career type is the healthiest way to utilize your personal energy for maximum results. How to know immediately when you are on or off track, and the underlying mechanics of your type that can lead to unexpected success, satisfaction, and peace of mind. How understanding the career type of others can also help you communicate more effectively for better results. In an ideal world, this is a beautiful ideal world. If we had all of these, everybody operating correctly, the innovators get things up and running. The builders provide the energy to move it along. The advisors guide the process, and the evaluators tell us how well it's going or not. So when I look at this, I see an airplane. I use an airplane analogy when I see this. So our innovators or manifestors, if you're coming from the human design world, you're here to get things happening, start things. So I see you as the nose of the plane. You're breaking wind, you're opening up that airspace so the rest of the plane can come through. You have this, hard outer coating that is designed to make an impact. Flying through time and space at a very quick speed, you're designed to open up areas, pathways, split the seas, whatever it might look like for an innovator. You get to start something so that the rest of us can come through it. Our builders provide the energy to move it along. So this is the big, big, big motors of that plane. They're energized, they are running, and they are keeping everything in the air. Our advisors are the guides of this process. So they're like the little rudder in the back, just tweaking it just a little bit, tweaking it here, tweaking it there, making sure that that nose of that plane is going in the correct way so that those big, large engines can continue to run and not get distracted by the way, but just use their energy correctly. And then our evaluators, they are the beautiful instrument panel that are absolutely assessing and evaluating all of the systems. So hydraulic system, the electrical system, the oxygen system, the fuel, the temperature. So all of this stuff is happening, but we just have little gauges. Evaluators just clarify for us, okay, here you are, your temperature's good, the hydraulics are good. Yep, we're right on track. The GPS is saying that we are going to land at destination. So that's really how, when I see this is how this whole thing is designed to operate. When we look at the energetic nature of the career types, we have 70% of the population that are generative energy. So they are the engines, they are those classic builders or express builders. They are this ginormous, powerful energy field that is working to keep everything afloat, keep everything in the air. And then we have our non-generative types, which are 30%. That's our innovators, our advisors, our evaluators. They're designed to start a process, guide a process, and then clarify and evaluate a process. The consequences of using your energy incorrectly, well, there's going to be health issues, burnout, depression, overwhelm, stress, exhaustion, unhappiness. All of these things take place, and we don't want to be sacrificing our bodies for a career or a business. We want to be in alignment with who we are so that our physical bodies can be healthy and very on point. So let's look at how to use your energy if you're a builder. Well, you're generative. You're designed to work, to go. It is the quality of how you use your energy. Got to do what you love and love what you do. It's about being effective and productive, and the only way that that can happen is through people asking or requesting your energy so that you can then respond. This is the right way to use my energy, or not. I also look at, even though this is the engines of the plane, I also see this as a battery. If we don't utilize the battery in our cell phone, in our laptops correctly, they don't last as long. If we constantly keep them plugged in and don't drain them, that wrecks that lithium battery. So it's important for our builders to be requested. You don't have to be on all the time. It's important to be requested. Utilize that energy correctly. Tap into who is hooking on to that battery, who needs a boost, who doesn't need a boost, so that your battery can still be utilized correctly. If you're an advisor, you're not generative. You're not designed to go, 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 and you're definitely not designed. However, most advisors feel like they need to, that they need to try to keep up. And what design says is, no, there's a whole plethora of careers and businesses that you can have and be in this world as an advisor. You do not have to try to be anything else. And the success depends on having energetically healthy people around you who acknowledge your skills and offer you their energy resource to work with and guide. So when recognized, you excel at organizing and leading individuals, groups, and systems. You can bring people together and maximize their energy and their resources, and it is important to take time to rest when you need it. Our innovators, again, not generative. You're not supposed to go, 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 and you're definitely not supposed to do it all. You have an incredible gift to be able to act independently so that you can initiate action, so that you can impact others, and you feel a sense of peace when you can do your own thing in your own time. You're here to get things started, get the ball rolling, bring new ideas, concepts into the world. And you look at the other types to provide the specific energy needed to complete your vision. The evaluator, again, non-generative. Stop, go, go, go. You don't have to do any of it. You don't have to do all of the work at all. When you're in the right environment, you provide an objective assessment of people, communities, and businesses. Like, look at that airplane. The engine doesn't have time to be assessing, hey, are the hydraulics working? Or is this working? Is that working? The rudder, it has to keep us on track. It does not have time to assess all of that. And our innovators are breaking wind. They are designed to do that, and they don't have time to be worried about what is happening with all of the systems. That's your job. I'm not saying take on any worry. I'm just saying you're here to assess it. You don't have to get caught up in the work part of it or the guidance part of it or making stuff happen. You're here to just be our instrument panel. Tell us where we are so that we all can tweak and make adjustments as we need. You have a totally unique perspective. You have this ability to reflect and gain an overview and can accurately evaluate how things are going. And you get to enliven and lift up the energy. So how do you know if you're on track or off track? Well, what I love is that the system provides us with these beautiful words that allow us to feel this in a cellular way. If a builder's on track, we've been asked, we've responded, and we are living in satisfaction. If a builder's off track, we are trying to push against life. We're trying to make things happen. It's not who we are. We're designed to do the work of it. So there's frustration because what we are creating is not being accepted in the world. And then we have our advisors, success. For the most part, success comes through having this beautiful guidance and guiding other people to their satisfaction, because the advisor and the builders work very hand in hand. Success, on the other hand, is a cellular feeling. It's not about what's in your bank account or what's in your house. Of course, those are going to be the side effects of success. It is about how do you feel inside the cellular structure of your body. And we know when we're off track because there's bitterness. Oh, they didn't hear my advice. I tried to tell them. I tried to make them hear me. They didn't hear me. That's bitterness. When people aren't ready for your guidance, they need to be ready, or else they just cannot utilize it and have your influence enhance their lives. They just can't get there from where they are. So be in that place of success. Wait for those invitations. Wait to be recognized. Totally different aspect for our advisors. Our innovators, peace. You're designed in this bubble that is, it's like a hard candy coating, and you're designed for that. You're designed to make things happen, to break wind, to break trail, to split seas. You're here to make that initial impact. Well, you can't do that with a soft jelly bean coating. You need to have this hard candy coating that allows for that impact to take place. And what's really important is that you'll feel very peaceful when you use your strategy of informing, because people can get out of your way. So imagine, you have this machete in your hand and you're going to be going through the jungle, blazing a trail for your tribe, and people are in your way. Well, when they're in your way, you can't swing your machete and blaze that trail. So let them know what you're doing, inform them, have peace in your life, because anger is what happens when people get in your way. They ask you too many questions, you feel controlled. That's where anger comes from. You know that something needs to be innovated and they keep getting in your way. And then our evaluators, this is a beautiful aspect of knowing when you're on or off track. Surprise, it's this awe and wonderment of, really how things are working, and the beauty when everybody can work together, and the connection between everybody. It's such surprise when it works properly. And that surprise comes when you just allow for time to pass so that you can watch it and assess it. Disappointment usually comes through a subjective view, a very spontaneous view, something that is too fast, too quick, and then the whole process can't be seen. If you were just evaluating the tip of the plane, it would be like, well, how does the rest of it work? Like, how are we getting up in the air? What's happening? What's keeping us in the air? What's steering us? So these are all the kind of things that we're not, as an evaluator, it isn't about a piecemeal. It's about seeing the whole big picture and being surprised at maybe, being surprised at how off track it is, or being surprised at how on track it is. Mechanics, that electromagnetic field is important for us because that, again, is that nonverbal interaction that we're all designed to interact with at the very beginning. Our builders have an open and enveloping aura or electromagnetic field. Our advisors are focused and absorbing. The innovators are closed and impactful, and the evaluators are reflective and sampling. And again, those builders, we are designed. The people need to ask us for our request that energy, ask us for that energy, ask us to use that battery, ask us to use that motor so that we can respond. And then the advisors focusing in, what does that person, how do they need to be steered? What are some things that they need to tweak to get their GPS coordinates so they can get on a board with their GPS coordinates and move forward with that? But of course, that always comes from invitation and being recognized. And then our innovators, this closed and impactful aura, like I said, your blazing trail. So you need to have this hard candy coating so that you can make pathways for the rest of us. And then our evaluators are reflective and sampling. So you walk in, you sample it, you evaluate, and then you come to this place of clarifying it for us. All those instrument panels on the dash of the plane, they're clarifying all of the samples, the random samples that are being taken moment by moment by moment in the plane. The heat temperature is good. But we didn't need to look at all the sampling. We just needed to read the gauge. Yes, no questions are so important for our builders. When we communicate with them, ask them those direct questions so that they can really tap into their response. The advisors recognize and invite. So if you have these people in your world and you know that they can assist you, don't just make the assumption that just because your friends or your coworkers or whatever it is, invite them in so that they can help. Our innovators, definitely provide them with information. Information for innovators goes both ways. Don't ask them and don't tell them because they feel as though they are being controlled. So the information, it's important to go back and forth with information through the innovators. And then our evaluators listen to their unique wisdom. They're in a process. They're in this sampling process all on their own. And they've sampled so many different things, and then they get to provide us with the clarity and clarification of it. So again, knowing just these aspects, you can have this, your personal health and well-being can be forefront and center for you. Dealing with these changing times, you can understand it a little better where, okay, now I know why autonomy is so important. We are busting out of this large organization energy, and we're moving into this autonomy and autonomous world. And then the power of communication. Communication is key, critical for human beings. So being able to communicate more effectively really provides the results that we need in business, but it also assists us in our own changing times and in our own health and wellness. So would you like to learn more about this? Because if you do, the BG5 Business Institute has so many different areas where you can look into, where you can have your free report, where you can have paid reports. There's lots of courses to take. There are professionals that can help you with this. And the reason that I'm here is that I am going to be teaching the foundation classes. So I want to introduce that to you so that if that is of interest to you, if you want to take your current coaching practice to a new level, or you want to totally pivot and get into a whole new career, you want to get into a whole new way of doing business, you're in the right place. For the first 2 semesters, we call these the foundation classes. Everybody needs to have the foundation of the system in order to move forward into the BG5 certification to become a certified professional, where you get to help people in businesses and you can consult on with businesses and people with their careers. There has to be a foundation. And that foundation, I'm actually teaching the first 2 semesters. I am teaching in an intensive way. I'm teaching every Tuesday and Thursday. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and then we're going to get back at it. So altogether, the 2 semesters of foundation classes are going to be put into one. I'm an express builder. I like to move fast. So if moving fast, getting through the information is important for you, you know that your design can offer that for you, then I would highly encourage this way of moving through the information. Again, it's an intensive 2 days a week. We've combined it down to 11 weeks so that we can really move forward in this information. What do you get if you choose to come on board and you choose one of the packages? Well, the 8 essential packages it's amazing. I did not have this opportunity when I came to the BG5 Business Institute. So it's very special pricing where you get 2 semesters, 2 workbooks, you get your complete report. You also get time with a professional to have an overview, and then you get 2 self-study classes about the emotional intelligence and the drive and stamina. So the emotional intelligence is the solar plex in human design language, and drive and stamina is the root center. There's a special package price here of $1,499. So you're saving $935 by the Institute being able to package this up for you. So the total value is $2,435, and the special pricing is actually happening until October 1st. So again, the investment, $1,499. You can do it in payments if you choose to, which are $347 for 5 payments. So again, here's a breakdown of everything that you're going to get. The value included in the package price is very, very awesome. Now, if you do want to move forward and start your BG5 foundation courses, I would love to be your teacher. If you want to move through the information quickly, you'll be ready and set for January BG5 consultant if you choose to continue on your education. So this is my information here. So Leanne at bg5businessinstitute.com. Now I'm just going to show you a little bit of the BG5 aspect of this. So if you do want to become a consultant, what a consultant can do is utilize all 16 of these tools so that you can assist people with understanding their own career designs, whether you do an overview or an analysis. You can do ongoing career design consulting. You can do leadership analysis and be able to help leaders in businesses so they better understand themselves and how they lead people. You can help people in their partnership. We have lots of people that go into businesses together as partners, and then there's things that get triggered and then they break up, but they had such a great dynamic together, and then just something triggers it. And you get to be able to walk through all of that, understand it at deep levels, to assist those partners have successful businesses. Then you can also do full small business analysis, which a small business, these are 9 people or less. And what that does, you get to go in, help people engineer it based off of their people's skills, based off of your leadership, and you can do ongoing consulting there as well. So the BG5 consultant, that's 3 semesters after your very first 2 semesters. So your first 2 foundational semesters provide you with this, provides you with the foundation of the career types, interaction, decision-making, life themes, assimilation, the functions, the shadows and distractions. Then it also provides you an overview and an understanding of the actual body graph itself. So the general thematics, which are the circuitry, the strengths and contributions, which are the channels, characteristics, which are the gates, the qualities, which are the lines, the public roles, which are the profile. So if you're coming from the human design world and you have gone to the International Human Design School, the IHDS, and you've taken Live in Your Design, Rave ABCs, or Rave Cartography, you can bring those over. They will come over to the BG5 Institute, and you can definitely use that information as your foundation classes. Or if you're brand new to this and you need to still get foundation classes in order to become a consultant, semester 1 and 2, we have that here, which is your personal operating style and then your creative operating style. And that's really what we go over. And then the BG5 consultant certification, again, is 3 semesters. So you're going to get, in the foundations classes and the classes that I am teaching, you're going to get semester 1 and 2 of your foundations. That will give you the stepping stone in order to become a BG5 consultant and to get the certification. All right, friends, if you have any questions, you can email the office, you can email me directly if you want to. And again, early bird pricing is until October 1st. And I hope to see you in class. Again, it's going to be an intensive, and the first class is free so that you can get to know my teaching style and go from there. So again, thank you for your time, and I hope you have a terrific day.